Hello, I'm Miss Yaya, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some reading tips that you can come back to throughout the summer to help you and your child keep academically engaged. So, the first one is to snuggle up with your babies and read. Your child, when they're right next to you, they're going to enjoy your company, hearing your voice, and the story. Also, while they're with you so closely, they're going to feel very much secure in your arms, which is going to help them build a love for reading also. Another one is add it to your routine, or you can build a routine from scratch if you don't already have one. It could be a bedtime routine, it could be an after lunch, or start in the morning when they're very awake, and you can see and figure out the right timings for your own child. So it could be a positive experience for them, and that's mostly the main point of reading, is to make it as positive as it can. And if you see them struggling with keeping their attention or their interest, you can try reading a different book, or try a different time for them. And also, you can keep the readings short and simple. So for toddlers especially, their attention span is going to get a little bit more smaller. They're a little bit has less attention span than babies. So you're going to want to find books that have less wordings to it. So maybe try to find books that have things that they can touch, they can flip, or they can slide. Those kinds of books are going to help with toddlers' attention span. Asking questions is going to help too. It's going to help them verbalize what their thoughts, and help them build their own vocabulary too, and their own sense of my ideas matter, and what I think might happen, or hey, I was wrong, and that's fine. There's different endings to each story, and that's what makes each book so unique. And so I encourage you to set your summer reading goals high, and hopefully you've turned those in already. And I wanted to also share with you some books that I recently found at my local thrift store, Goodwill. And this one is it's kind of like a sensory. It has these furry things, and they're gonna the kids are gonna want to feel it, and they're gonna say whatever it feels like to them, and you can reinforce the vocabulary that they already have, or if they don't, you can say, well, my nose would be wriggly. So that would be a description that they would add to it. And you can tell this book doesn't have a lot of wording to it, which is good, and I found one that was very a match to it. This one, let's see, it has a little bit more going on, so maybe to a baby, and these black and white, it's going to also help with their vision and see the pictures more, because their eyesight hasn't really been able to adjust their eyes to a lot of colors yet. So what they really look to is black and white. So any black and white pictures are going to be helpful for babies. And this book came, and I love it because it has these slides to them, and my kids love them, and they don't have a lot going on, so perfect for toddlers. for any child, and each page has their own slide. So that was really neat. So when you're looking at books and you see anything that comes with flaps and things like that, or sounds, they're gonna love that. And for this one especially, brown bear, what do you see? And maybe you don't read this, but they might try to build their vocabulary and say, I see a red bird, and most of the time they're gonna already know it, and that's building a really positive experience for them since they know what's gonna come. I see a duck, and they're gonna say probably a duck, and that's fine. I see a yellow duck looking at me. So this one I really liked. So to wrap things up in the tips were snuggle with your baby, add it to a routine, read your baby so it's watching if they're enjoying the book and if it's the right time for them to read. Choose engaging books and keep the readings short, simple, and but often. Alrighty, hope this was helpful, and see you next time.